Hi again, everyone. The Jackson Wrestling program continues to thrive under longtime head coach Steve Wachter and his outstanding staff. We start off on the girls' side. Kaylee Milam, who finished second at the Wonder Woman meet in Columbia. There were 95 teams. What a great accomplishment. And on the boys' side, Grady Rice collected his 100th win at Granite City. Now, definitely a milestone to be proud of. And adding to the success on the boys' side, Jackson won the Granite City meet for the first time. I caught up with them at practice today, and the Indians talked about looking to build on that success as they enter the heart of their season.
Oh, it's really good. Cade's our captain, and he's a really good wrestler, and he's always got us going.
I just think it shows how close of a team we are. I think not just in this area, but in the whole state.
It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the team and Coach Wachter to bring home that trophy and that win.
The whole team as a whole is getting a lot better, from like JV to varsity.
So our strength is really good. These kids have put in a lot of time their whole life with wrestling. So
I beat number 20 in the country, and then I wrestled a really good match against someone who's also nationally ranked.
What makes her so good?
Lots. She's got a lot of intangibles, a lot of uncoachable things, but mainly her desire to learn and get better.
So next up, the Jackson boys and girls will compete in the Cape Central Quad on Wednesday.